Ever wondered how a black hat hacker can infiltrate your personal data in a blink of an eye? Welcome to the dark and mysterious realm of black hat hacking. It's a place where shadows dance on the boundaries of legality and where a single keystroke can open a Pandora's box of secrets. But what is black hat hacking exactly? Imagine a locksmith, a skilled professional who can unlock any door. Now imagine if this locksmith decided to use their skills to break into homes instead of helping people who've lost their keys. That, in essence, is a black hat hacker. These individuals exploit weaknesses in computer systems and networks, not for the greater good, but for personal gain or malicious intent. This stands in stark contrast to white hat hackers. These are the good guys, the ethical hackers who use their skills to fortify systems, uncover vulnerabilities, and make the digital world a safer place. They're the cyber equivalent of a neighborhood watch, always on the lookout for potential threats. Black hat hacking, then, is the dark side of this digital coin. It's a realm filled with individuals motivated by a variety of factors. Some are driven by the thrill of the chase, others by financial gain, and some by a desire to cause chaos or damage reputations. These hackers don't discriminate in their targets. They could be after your credit card information, your personal emails, or even the digital infrastructure of entire corporations or governments. The digital age has given rise to a new kind of warfare, where battles aren't fought on land, sea, or in the air, but in the invisible corridors of the internet. This is where cybersecurity comes into play. It's the shield that protects us from these invisible threats. A world without cybersecurity is like a city without walls, open to attacks from any direction. Cybersecurity is our first line of defense, our digital guardian that stands between us and the black hat hackers. So, as we delve deeper into this shadowy world, remember this: knowledge is the first step towards protection. How exactly does a black hat hacker break into a system? It's not as complex as you might think. Firstly, we need to understand that hacking is not about instant access. It's a process of finding a weak point in the system and exploiting it. Think of it as a burglar casing a house, looking for an open window or an unlocked door. One common method used by black hat hackers is phishing. This involves tricking a user into revealing their personal information, like a password or credit card number. It's akin to a con artist fooling someone into handing over the keys to their house. Phishing often involves sending a seemingly legitimate email or message that prompts the user to enter their details. For example, you might receive an email that appears to be from your bank, asking you to confirm your account details. But instead of going to your bank, that information goes straight to the hacker. Another tool in the hacker's arsenal is malware, which is essentially a malicious software. This could be a virus that corrupts your files, a worm that replicates itself to spread to other systems, or a Trojan horse that appears harmless but carries a harmful payload. Imagine malware as a termite infestation. They sneak into your house, eat away at your foundations, and before you know it, the damage is done. Then we have DDoS attacks, or distributed denial of service attacks. This involves overwhelming a system with traffic until it can't handle the load and shuts down. It's like a crowd of people all trying to get through a single door at the same time, causing a jam that prevents anyone from getting in or out. In layman's terms, hacking is about exploiting weaknesses, whether they're in the system itself or the people using it. The hacker's goal is to gain unauthorized access, disrupt operations, or even steal data. So it's clear that the hacker's toolbox is full of tricks, but what about the victims? Do black hat hackers target everyone? Or do they have preferred victims? The answer is both complex and intriguing. Let's dive into the typical targets of these cyber adversaries. Black hat hackers are like predators in the wild. They're opportunistic and often go after the easiest prey. However, that doesn't mean they're indiscriminate. They tend to target individuals and organizations based on the potential value of the data they can pilfer. On one end of the spectrum, we have individuals. Yes, even you sitting at home could be a potential target. Why? Because your personal data is a goldmine. Think about it. Your bank details, credit card numbers, even your browsing habits all hold value in the digital black market. And with the rise of social engineering tactics, tricking you into giving up this information can be as simple as a click on a seemingly innocent email. Moving up the food chain, small to medium-sized businesses are often in the crosshairs of black hat hackers. These organizations tend to have a wealth of data but may lack the robust security measures of larger corporations. This combination makes them a prime target for cyber attacks. And let's not forget about large corporations and government entities. These are the big game. They hold vast amounts of sensitive data, from customer information to trade secrets. Penetrating their defenses can be a challenge, but the potential payoff is enormous. Remember, for hackers, it's not always about the immediate cash grab. Sometimes the information they steal can be used for long-term strategic advantage. In the digital age, data is the new oil, and black hat hackers are the new age bandits, always on the lookout for their next score. But it's not all doom and gloom. While it's true that no one is immune to black hat hacking, there are ways to protect yourself, and we'll be delving into that in our next segment. As we see, no one is immune to black hat hacking, but there are ways to protect yourself. What happens when a black hat hacker succeeds? The consequences might surprise you. Let's start with a scenario that's probably crossed your mind at least once: identity theft. Imagine waking up one day to find out you've been living a double life. Only this other life wasn't one you chose. It was crafted by a hacker who's been masquerading as you, using your name, your credit card details, even your social security number. They could drain your bank account, rack up debt, and ruin your credit score before you even realize what's happening. But that's not all. The financial loss from hacking doesn't stop at individual victims. Companies can lose millions, if not billions, due to hacking. From the direct loss of funds siphoned off by hackers, to the cost of repairing damaged systems, to the loss of customer trust and subsequent drop in sales, hacking can be a financial nightmare for businesses. Then, we have data breaches. Black hat hackers can infiltrate secure systems and steal sensitive data. This could be anything from your private messages to confidential business plans to classified government secrets. The stolen data could be sold on the dark web, used for blackmail, or even leveraged to create political instability. The potential for harm is enormous, but it's not just about the money or the data. It's about the violation of privacy, the sense of insecurity, the fear that your most personal information is no longer safe. It's important to remember that while these scenarios may sound like the plot of a thriller movie, they are very real risks in our increasingly digital world. This is why cybersecurity measures are more important than ever. By taking steps to secure your digital life, you can protect yourself from the potential devastation of a successful hack. But don't let the fear of hacking paralyze you. Knowledge is power, and understanding the threats you face is the first step towards defending against them. Remember, the internet is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It's up to us to use it wisely and protect ourselves against those who would use it to cause harm. The aftermath of a successful hack can be devastating, but fear not, there are measures you can take to secure your digital life. How can you protect yourself from black hat hackers? Let's unveil the shield. In the vast expanse of the digital universe, black hat hackers are the lurking predators. But fear not, because you can arm yourself with the right tools and knowledge to defend against these cyber threats. Let's start with the basics. The power of a strong password. It's your first line of defense. Cook up a password that's a complex recipe of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. Make it a mouthful for any hacker to guess and avoid obvious choices like birthdays or pet names. Next up, we have two-factor authentication, often known as 2FA. This is like a digital double check, an extra layer of security that requires not only your password and username, but also something that only you possess, like a piece of information or a physical token. It's like having a secret handshake to get into a private club. It keeps the riffraff out. Let's talk about secure networks. Public Wi-Fi might be great for a quick coffee shop email check, but it's also a playground for hackers. Whenever possible, use a virtual private network or VPN, which encrypts your data and hides your online activity from prying eyes. Think of it as a cloak of invisibility in the digital world. Regular software updates are also crucial. Yes, they're annoying, but they often contain patches for security flaws that hackers can exploit. It's like fixing a chink in your armor, so don't delay those updates. And lastly, cybersecurity education. Stay informed about the latest threats and how to counter them. Knowledge, after all, is power. Be curious, be vigilant, and be safe. In the digital battlefield, your knowledge and awareness are your best defenses. Stay safe out there,